Hey y'all, Will here, otherwise Xelray, and we're going to be jumping into a video about the new Deviants Teased for the launch of Once Human. I saw this video a couple days ago on Twitter, and I saw all the new stuff, and I said, I got to talk about this. I gotta put this out there for the people who might not have seen it, and that's what I'm doing. So I have counted a total of 10, but I think 9 new Deviants. I think I was tricked by one of them near the end, and I'll explain that. But first off, we have the mushroom. This mushroom is a gardener, gatherer, maybe a form of automation for our planting. I think that was a big thing that people were having trouble with, was keeping their plants going strong. So if they needed X, Y, or Z, they didn't have to wait until they came back to base and had like an hour or two of languish before they could even pull them up. And planting was a very tedious, laborious task. I didn't find it was the most fun, but I did it, especially when going for that bulb, that angry onion bulb that took me forever. I planted a lot of onions, probably like 600 onions before I got it. It's pretty crazy. So, garden automation sounds like a plus to me. Next, we have the big cat. The big cat is amazing. It is fat. It is lazy. Two of the best traits a cat can have. And thirdly, I think that they're going to be working as our last deviant that we could get in, what was it, Leah, which was the doll that would bring out someone to play piano for you, keeping it a little bit vague if you don't know who I'm talking about. And that increased the mood of deviants around it. Maybe the cat does the same thing. Mood amplifiers to make your deviants more beneficial and active and be better combat deviants. It sounds like a huge thing. That would be great. Getting into combat deviants, we're gonna have the samurai, the edgy samurai that kills everything in its path. I have something to talk about combat deviants, but I want to wrap it up together. I like the samurai. It looks cool. It's flashy. We are followed by Mr. Wish and then the Chefosaurus twin, the little girl in the dinosaur costume. I can't remember the name at the moment, I'm sorry. But followed then we have the Cthulhu Sorcerer. That's right. Drops tentacles all over everyone's face. That's what I see here. So we have more combat deviants. And with I was saying earlier about the mood increases for combat deviants felt lackluster. I want them to feel like they're important and they have a use. Yet, because you couldn't use them often, and it took so long for them to regain their energy to be able to use their moves again, they felt bad. And it'd be great to see combat deviants have a more of a passive function where if you crit 3 times, it'll come out and do a couple attacks for you. You took over 50% of your health in the past 2 seconds, well, the taunt boy will come out and taunt everything so you have a little time to breathe and get your health up. You know, having some passives or some more active time on your combat deviants that do damage or do something particular would be amazing and great for the game. And I think people, as I'm dying here, excuse me, I think people would have a great time with that and find it more fun than the system that we saw in the open beta test and the closed beta test that we played in earlier. With the next deviant that we see the paper broomer. The broomer. What is this? This is it's a sheet of paper with some cloth and it sweeps. I have no clue what this will be for. Do you? If you have any idea why this would be a useful base deviant, I'm assuming it's going to be a base deviant. What is it going to do? It's just going to clean up after our dirty shoes? I don't know. That one's a mystery to me. Moving on, we have 2, but I think only 1 new deviant. I think on the left, the tiny bunny is the Fetch-a-Lot bunny, but I thought it was bigger. But it kind of looks like the Fetch-a-Lot bunny. So I'm redacting the 10th new deviant for the Fetch-a-Lot bunny, so that only leaves 9. But on the right, did you see the fancy big bunny that has like a suit on, like an agent suit? Like, what is that? Is that going to be another combat deviant? What's it going to be? Like, that looks cool. I like it. I want to see what it does. Then finally, we have 3 deviants in this swath here. We have the clapping monkey with the 2 pieces of tin that clap. and it has some like red aura around it. Is this going to be a buffer, a buff deviant, like maybe a combat deviant that buffs your group and yourself to make you do more damage, or maybe it's a taunting thing that blows up, you throw it around and it claps until more enemies come around it, and as more enemies come around it, it blows up like a mine. It'd be cool. And then next to the clapping monkey, we have the fire turtle. I don't know, it looks kind of like a turtle, and it kind of looks like it has a red shell on it. Don't know what it does, but well, I don't, but it looks kind of interesting, and I want to know what it does. I want to know what all these do. If I don't know them already, I've already collected so many of these previously that I'm like, yep, I know what that does and this does. Finally, on the very right, you see the little tiny nutcracker that looks like she has fluffy white hair, like the daughter of Nutcracker. I don't know what that's for, but that one actually I'm more curious about because it's a humanoid and it's a little bit bigger. I kind of like the bigger deviants because they're more showy, just like the big cat and the Shephosaurus and the Nutcracker itself. They're big and interesting and cool. With that, those are all the new deviants that I saw. I'm waiting for more information. I'm hoping we're going to get some patch notes for Once Human before it releases on the 9th of this month. We only have like 5 or 6 days before the game launches. Launches at 2 p.m. Pacific Standard. That means if you're on the East Coast, that's 5 p.m. If you're over the seas, you got to do that conversion yourself. There's too many time zones. I'm sorry. With that, I'll catch you later. Thank you for watching. Have a great time.